Okay, so I feel like doing a canvas today. And I was watching a Tim Holtz video or something or other. I think it was on Ranger something with YouTube. Um, Anyways, he did like a really cool like Halloween layout, and I'm not doing a Halloween layout obviously, but I wanted to do something that was, I don't know, fun, spunky, inspirational, that fun stuff. Oh my gosh, I can never open this. Oh, come on, little buddy. You can do it. Okay. And let's see, is this too hard? Yeah, too hard. Am I right at the tip there? Can you cut that off? See if I can save it and use it anyway. That'll work. That will work. I hope. We shall find out. So I like the burlappy look, but not, I don't want too much of it, so I just want to tone it down a little bit. I don't know exactly what I'm doing with it. Yeah, I was kind of running through some ideas earlier. But somehow, I was talking to my buddy Kimmy about this and we were both laughing about it. Okay, so for a while there, on Tuesday nights, my husband and I were doing these parenting classes, like, try to teach you how to talk to your children about risky behaviors and drugs and what to do if they're in certain situations and yada yada yada. And I would like to believe that my children would tell me everything, like especially my girls. And I would like to believe that they would be 110% honest with me. And unfortunately, that's just not the reality. I know that there's going to be a situation someday, at some point, where they might be too scared to tell me that, they are wanting to try risky behaviors, or they, got peer pressured into doing drugs or smoking a cigarette or whatever. And I would like to hope that they would be comfortable enough to talk to me about it. I would like to hope that they are smart enough to say, you know what, it's just really not my thing, and not do it. But odds are they're going to try, and odds are they're not going to tell me. And, I think every parent wants, not so much to like be their kid's best friend, but be the friend that their kids can talk to and trust enough to be able to talk to. And some people are very, very lucky and they have those type of relationships with their children. And that's great. I envy you, because I really wish that, my stepdaughters and I had that type of relationship. And I have to stop being naive and realize that, my daughters and I, we don't. We're close, but I think that if it came down to it, I think they'd be scared to tell me. I think they'd be afraid of what my reaction is, because I'm kind of a hothead, not gonna lie. I can kind of, I tend to overreact sometimes, and I think that I've made improvements, especially since taking this class. We talk a lot more instead of me just losing my head and, walking away from them and closing a door and screaming. But I don't feel secure enough that my girls as teenagers would be completely honest with me and be like, yeah, so I slept with so-and-so, or, so-and-so touched me, or I was offered this drug and I tried it, things like that. So, anywho, that's the whole backup story, which took all of, 5 minutes to tell you, because it takes me forever to tell you guys any story. But, anywho, so we met another parent whose son is actually getting ready to go to the same school that Alyssa's going to, and that's my oldest, and she's getting ready to go to high school, and I'm scared out of my mind, because I think every mom is scared when their child grows up just a little bit more, and So she invited us, it was the other mom, she invited us to, I guess they were doing like a tour of the high school and meet the principal and the administrative staff and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, we'll do it, we're down. And we ended up going, and the principal of the new school, as we were leaving, shook my hand and said, I'm so glad to see more parents involved in the site council. And I kind of stopped and I looked at him and I went, what? And he goes, yeah, you guys are part of the site council, right? I don't even know what a site council is. Like, what is that? He's like, it's like the PTA or whatever it's called. PTO, PTA, I think it's PTA. Anywho, I kind of had that nervous, sure, what type of reaction. So I smiled, I nodded, I shook his hand, I walked away, and I looked at my husband and I went, what the heck just happened? And he goes, I think you're a member of the PTA. I mean, that's basically what it is, right? And I went, well, I can't be the only one who is part of the PTA because, well, your butt was there too. Why aren't you part of the PTA? So he started laughing. I didn't think it was funny, but he thought it was hilarious. And because somehow I always get suckered into this sort of stuff, and I don't even know how it happens. But anywho, so we get an email about the next meeting, and we go, and he informs us, the principal does, informs us that we are the only 4 parents, because unfortunately there is only 4 of us involved. We're the only 4 parents involved in the entire high school that's even like remotely interested in what's going on with the school, what's happening, because it's a whole like long story. Is the school right now is 7th grade through senior of high school. It is a very, very, very small school. It was a school that just kind of seemed to be forgotten about for a while because there were not enough children in the area to fulfill the school. So they don't, they didn't have, because they didn't have the bodies, they didn't really have the funds to really do anything. So there's no choir department, there's no theater department, there's no, I think they have band, which consisted, I think he said, of like 4 members. And that's, I mean, we're talking 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. There's no art class, which kind of kills me because Alyssa loves art. I don't even know if there's going to be an art teacher next year. And, like, when the new principal took over, half the teachers left because they don't. Now, again, I don't know any of the teachers. I don't want to talk bad about any of the teachers because, again, I don't know them or their situation or what happened in that school. But I was talking to some of the other, the newer members, and a lot of them have told me, it was like, it just seemed like a school that was long forgotten about. And everybody there just kind of gave up. Like the new coach was walking around the hallways and he saw classrooms that were empty and he asked the teachers, where are your students at? And one of the teachers popped up, oh, I don't know, doing recess, hanging out in the quad. I don't know where they are. Like, how do you not know where your students are? Like, isn't that your job? Like, aren't you supposed to be teaching them? I mean, and the coach is, I can't wait because they have an amazing coach this year. Because the coach from last year apparently put in his 2 weeks before school even let out. Was like, yeah, I'm kind of done. So he, at the last minute, the principal at the last minute had to find a new football coach. Because they have football, wrestling, and girls volleyball, and that's pretty much like it for like the entire school. That's like all the extracurricular activities they have. They also have a debate team, which apparently they're phenomenal, but they don't have like, there's like no members. So this year will be the first year where it's going to be 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. It's going to be an actual high school. No more junior high is involved. It's just the high school students. And, I mean, they don't have prom, they don't have homecoming, they don't have a school alma mater, they don't have a school fight song. I mean, they don't have any of the traditional things that, most of us had as kids going to high school. They don't have any of it. So I was like, as I'm listening to this, I'm like, I can feel my heart breaking, because not that I was like a big, like I wasn't valedictorian or anything, and I wasn't like superly involved in student council and all that other fun stuff, but like I had a major love for my high school and a major support for my high school, and you know, my high school, I mean, I'm sure it's different now, obviously, because it's been forever and a day, but my high school was the type of high school that we all helped each other out. If the choir department needed something, the football team got involved and helped us out with our fundraising. And if the football team needed new uniforms, we were out there selling cupcakes to get them new uniforms. You know, it was a team effort, because it wasn't just the football team, it was the school. We were a school and we were a unit. And so like to hear that there's no choir department, I literally just about cried, because that I was a choir geek all my life. I mean, that's all I had ever known. And I was talking to Alyssa a couple years ago when she was in choir, and she was like, man, I really like doing this. And I really enjoy it. And I was like, man, wait till you get to high school, because in high school, you know, it starts breaking up. You've got different sections, and the songs are way more challenging, and you learn different languages, and blah, 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 blah. Best years of my life were in that choir room. And then to find out they don't have a choir or a theater or, I mean, nothing of the arts, it just like, it shattered me. And so I had mentioned, I said, you know, if you guys need things for the choir department or for band or for orchestra or for whatever, you know, we all have to work as a team. It can't just be, I understand that football brings in the most revenue. Like, I get that. The games bring in the most amount of money for the school and the most support for the school. I understand that. But flip side to that is you can't let the arts go. Like, I'm so adamant on, like, you can't give up on the arts because football's more important. You know what I mean? And so he popped off and he was like, you know, if you can come up with some creative ways to raise the money, because that's what we're having the major problem with right now is fundraising. We don't have anyone who's experienced in fundraising. We don't have anyone who is, you know, like, they do bake sales and stuff like that for, you know, again, for football, and everything right now, again, is focused on football, which, again, I understand that. And that's great. That's fine. It's like a brand new school starting out. They're trying to bring up finances to be able to afford, you know, a choir teacher or afford, you know, things that they would need for the arts department and all that stuff. So I mentioned doing a craft fair. I said, I'm sure that I can't be the only crafty mom out there. Like, not that I'm really crafty, but I'm just saying, you guys know what I mean. I can't be the only person who makes things that has so many things sitting in her room that she's created that she not necessarily no longer wants to look at, but, you know, needs to de-stash, per se, to make more room for other stuff that she's created, or let the kids create. Let the kids do a craft fair. I'm sure a ton of kids make duct tape wallets or make little friendship bracelets or whatever, and let them help with the fundraising to bring in money for new uniforms for the football team. And, you know, they were saying that the locker room is so old and the carpets are so bad that, like, they have to get it tested for, like, mold, because the school's been around for, I want to, what did he say, 2006? 2008? Somewhere in there. So, I mean, the school needs work, but they can't get the funds because they don't have the body count in order to, quote unquote, need the funds. So now they're getting a wave of, like, I think it's 450 students alone. Now, mind you, between the 7th grade and the 12th grade right now, there's like 400 students amongst all 6 grades. There's 400 students in the entire school. So they're getting ready to double that next year alone, just with all the new kids that are coming in. And so he's like, man, that sounds like a great idea. We could get the, you know, because I guess the lunch ladies like to do all the catering and stuff, because I guess what they do is they, you know, hey, if you do the catering for the football game, we'll flip you, you know, X amount of money or whatever for coming in, not on your hours or whatever, and cooking and making food and things like that. We can do that for the craft fair as well. And I was like, that's great. We can do that. He's like, so let me know when you're ready to run it. And I'm like, wait, what? No, I didn't. Oh, see, here I get pulled into stuff again. You asked for suggestions that could possibly bring in money to the school, and I brought up, why don't you let parents or students, I mean, some students, you know, work or whatever, pay a small fee, like, you know, because when I did the craft fair last year, we paid a $25 fee for our section, and then whatever we made was ours to keep. And I go, why don't we just do that? Why don't we charge X amount of dollars, give X amount of space on the, you know, in the gymnasium. You know, we'll measure it out, figure out how many bodies we can fit in there reasonably, and then we can go from there. And he's like, yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Let me know when you're ready to set it up. Wait, what? No, no, no. You asked for suggestions. I gave you a suggestion. It's your job to run with it. And he's like, but you're part of the site council, so technically it's your job to run with it. Dagnabbit, how do I get caught up in this stuff? Oh, and I just snapped that right in half. Darn it. So now, apparently, I'm going to be running a craft fair. And I don't know what to do. I don't even know how to go about... I don't know. I've never done this before. I don't know when. I don't know how. I don't know if anyone's even going to be interested. I don't know how to promote it. I don't know what to do. So I'm going to try to contact the lady who did the craft fair that I attended last year and see if she is willing to help me with any advice at all, because any advice would be greatly appreciated, because I don't know what I'm doing. So anywho, that was a whole long story just to tell you guys that I'm going to possibly be running a craft fair later this year or possibly early next year. Let's see if I can piece that back together. So I'm trying to make, you know, a few things that I think I could possibly sell. Well, that doesn't look right. Doesn't look right either. Come on now. Sorry, I have to bring it up closer to my face. So, if anybody has suggestions on how to run a craft fair, PM me, would you? Because I looked at him and I literally okay, my biggest problem is I have nervous laughter. So people think I'm laughing at them. I'm not laughing at them. I'm nervous and I don't know what to say. I don't have a response, so I just start giggling. And it's terrible. Anybody who has nervous laughter knows exactly what I mean by that. It's horrible. You laugh at the most inappropriate times ever possible. And he looked at me and was like, yeah, when are you ready to run it? And I just started laughing, and he's like, are you okay? Yeah, no, I'm great. Peachy. So, and then, of course, we got to talking about it, and it got suggested at the other school, because, again, stupid me, he was, you know, asking for ideas. This is at the elementary school, ideas for ways to raise money for the school in general, because they're, you know, they have some walls that need to be painted and some floors that need to be a little loved on. And I was like, you know, there's one thing that I don't see a lot of in this area, and it's arts and crafts. And oh yeah, well, let me know when you're ready to run that. Dagnabbit. Didn't I just learn this from the last school? Don't volunteer stuff. But then again, I don't want to not give the information, because I think it would be great, because that's something I don't see in our area. I don't see craft fairs. Like, I haven't seen another craft fair since the one I did last year, which was like, what, March, April? And even then, that wasn't in our area. That was technically in another city or whatever that's called. And so, not that it was like far away. I mean, it's like a 20-minute drive, but dagnabbit. You know, these things that don't stick sure do like to break your stuff when you try to take them off. All of a sudden, now they're sticky. Okay. Let's try not to... Alright, She-Hulk. Let's try not to break any more stuff. So, like I said, I'm trying to just kind of build up an inventory of things that I might possibly be able to sell at this craft fair, and hopefully I sell some of it. I mean, you know, it's always a, I don't know, for me it's nerve-wracking when I put my things out to be sold, because I feel like I always have that fear of no one's going to buy my stuff because it's not, you know, what anyone's looking for. Not that it's not good enough, it's just not what people are looking for. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, I'm not a mind reader, so I can't figure out what everyone's looking for. And all the stuff that I brought to the last craft fair, I sold 2 candy bars. And that was horrible. I think I made a total of $15 and I paid $25 to be there. So it was kind of discouraging, and you know, it kind of made me rethink of whether or not this is really the avenue I want to go, because I wanted to be involved in a lot of craft fairs and I wanted to make a ton of stuff for craft fairs, but when nothing, oh, and I sold a hair tie, a little hair bow. Anyways, I knew I sold something else. It kind of discourages me, and like, okay, maybe you don't, like, I have finally gotten confident enough to be, you know, here in the YouTube world, and I enjoy being here, and I love every minute of it, and I love crafting with people, and I love the comments of, hey, just watched your video, and I was crafting with you, or, you know, awesome job, and things like that. I absolutely love that, but when it comes to people face to face, I clam up, and I'm nervous as all get out. Maybe that's why I enjoy YouTube so much, because, like, if I saw any of you guys and you guys, you know, approached me or whatever, I would be okay with that because I feel like I know all of you guys. Not 100% on a personal level, but I know you. You know what I mean? We've been chit-chatting, we've been hanging out now for 2 years. We're good. But to try to sell myself to a complete stranger, I feel like, oy. Like, I think my biggest problem with the craft fair was a lot of people came up, oh, this is so pretty, and then they'd walk away. Okay. Was it pretty enough but not for you? Like, they didn't even ask me a price, because I didn't have anything to price anything, so it was kind of a, how much is this? Okay, and then they'd walk away, and I'm like, oh, did I overprice it? And then I start second guessing myself, like, did I make it too much? Like, I was selling my mini albums for $35, and I didn't sell a single one. And I felt heartbroken. I'm like, oh man, did I overprice it? Like, what happened? But then I see people selling, like, albums similar to mine, and they're like, oh yeah, $65 sold within 5 minutes. Dagnabbit, how does that happen? How do you do that? I want to learn how to do that. Alright, I can't save that acetate piece. It's got too many sticky things on it. I was going to try to save it for a card or something. I'm not fighting with it. I have plenty of acetate pieces. I don't need to save that one. And I have glue all over my fingers, which is fantastic. I'm going to put that on for just a moment. Maybe this, I have to, ouch, be smarter than the lid. Okay, so be great, be happy, be bright, be you. And these were bought at Michael's. I think you can, I think they're on clearance right now, actually, because they're bringing in new stuff or something. Don't quote me on that. Every store's different, so. But I wanted to do something fun, something cheery, something somebody might actually want to buy and hang on their wall. So, I have a whole bucket of random stuff sitting next to me, so I just want to see what's in here. Just anything I want to use. I think these petals are too big. Too big. I have all sorts of random, I don't even know. Does anybody else have like a junk drawer where they just throw everything in? And then you don't know what's in it when you try to search through it? Like, here's my little junk drawer. I don't even know what's in here. But I'm trying to use more stuff. Got a couple stickers in here, chipboard pieces, more doilies, some numbers, a couple butterflies, random leaves. Maybe I'll use the crown. Whoa, sorry guys, I'm totally off frame. I just realized that. Got some tickets in here. I have enough wording. I don't need any more wording on there. Mini manila folders. A big old butterfly. Okay. I was thinking about doing flowers or something maybe, but I kind of like the... Is that too much? Maybe it's too much. Maybe if I do that and a little flower cluster here and here on the sides. Now my question is, because it's not... Why can't they ever be flat? How do I make it flat? I don't even know why I closed this thing. I knew I was going to use it again. Crazy. I don't know how well this is going to hold. I bought this stuff specifically for this because I see everyone using the Prima gel paste or whatever to hold their metal embellishments and their papers down, and it always works for them, so we shall find out if it's good. It held my flowers really good on my diary. I was pretty impressed with that. So, oh shoot, I forgot I have the whatchamacallit underneath it. Or not underneath it, I should say. I don't have any support underneath it. Drop that in there. Let me clip this guy in here. If I can be smarter than the lid. Oh, why? Why do you have to give me so many issues? Okay, let's close that back up. And I don't have anything underneath this to even that out. Okay, there we go. No. Maybe if I just hold it for a minute. Everything else seems to be holding on okay. Stuff dries alright. Dries pretty quick. Never used it before. It's the Art Basics Soft Matte Gel by Finnabar. So, it's supposed to be a permanent hold. Don't let it go. Actually, see, that's too tall. That's why. Okay, so find something smaller. Do I have anything smaller? That's solid. What do I have? What do I have? Think. I never think of this stuff before. I don't want that to get glue on my block. That would totally stink. No, maybe I'll just sit here and hold it for a minute. Is it falling off? No? Seems like it's gonna hang on. Alright, I'm gonna leave it be. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna grab some flowers. Do I have my small flowers out, or was I smart and put them away? Looks like I was smart. You know what? I have fabric flowers. Oh my goodness. Coming right back, coming right back. Let me just drop off some stuff, sorry. Whoa. Oh, you know what? Do I want to erase this? Oh yeah. Just stepped on something. Okay, sorry. If I ever started a video prepared, you would know it wasn't me making the video. Okay, so I grabbed some bead trimming, I got some fabric flowers. I thought I had some lace here. If I can pop this thing open. Maybe we can add some lace. Is it too late to add the lace? Might be too late. It's never too late, right? Alright. Oh, I was going to add cheesecloth. That was my game plan. I knew I forgot something. Oh well. Okay, so note of that, because I think I'm going to add some lace flowers that were gifted to me by my buddy Kimmy. Because she's crazy like that. Let's see here. What size am I looking for? Because I'm going to probably end up changing the color on it anyway. I just want to find the right size. Whoa! Dropping flowers. I'm losing stuff, guys. Okay. Let's see, if I do something like that, am I going to be able to... Maybe I won't need to add anything more than that. Maybe that'll just be it. Oh, that's a cute, dainty little flower. Kind of liking that one. Okay, so let's leave that one there. That one's too big. Too big, too big. Nope. Nope. The fun process begins. I don't want to cover up the crown. So maybe if I do something like this. What else do I have? Definitely, I'm liking the white ones better because I know that they'll stand out. Or not stand out, but they'll spray easier. So do something like that. Is that too much? Doing too much? I really don't want to hide that crown. I was thinking about having the cluster come from the crown. So maybe if I just don't hide it too much. To do, what to do. See, and I can tell that I've grown in my crafting a little bit because before I would just glue it down. I wouldn't think twice about it. I wouldn't even look at it. I would just, because I would overthink it. I mean, not that I still don't overthink everything, because I do, but too big. Too big, too big. What if I took it and tucked it? Not necessarily tucked it, like double, like folded it in half, maybe? What colors do I got in here? I have a whole nother little bin that she sent me, all sorts of just different flowers that she was kind enough to make for me. I like this one. I like the iridescence on this one. What if I just took... No, see, I'm not liking how it's coming out. I like the concept of it, but it's not working. No, too much. Too much. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll start with the flower portion of it. I'll keep a couple of these flowers out that I did like. Is that one of them? I'm going to put all these guys back. Oh yeah, clean my desk off. It's a hot mess again. Woo-hoo. And I'm just going to have to get over my room's a mess and just do a craft room tour eventually. My husband's talking about possibly with his next bonus getting a better camera, because my camera apparently is crap and he realized that. So, oh, come off the box, come off the box. So see, like I have some of these little guys. I'm just too worried that they're too poofy off the. Some of these. A ton of those, I should say. Some of those. I like these flowers, but I don't like how dimensional they are, and I don't know how to flatten them out without, like, overkilling it, because I don't want to overkill it. I have to keep looking at it, because, I don't know. What do you guys think? See, this is where I need to be doing, like, the live shows. Tell me what you think. Tell me right now. See, I like the little flatter ones. Not that this one's not pretty. It's just too poopy. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go grab one of my... Sorry guys, I keep disappearing on you, I know. I'm sorry. Okay, whoops. I'm losing flowers, Okay, alright, okay. Whoopee. Alright. See, and then I have these guys that are from I don't even know when. They tell you when they're made? Doesn't look like it. Sorry for the crinkling. See, these ones I think I can... No, not really. I gotta figure out what to use this for. I don't like how big and bulky they are. Okay, I do like... Where'd they go? I have them. I know I have them because I just used one. There they are. But I have a white one. There we go. I bought these at Tuesday morning a while back when we were actually able to find prima flowers there and everybody was going crazy. See, I like how flat that is. That to me looks good. I like that one. Okay. And what else do I have here? What about that one? That one's a nice big one. I'll probably cover up the whole thing, but let's see how I feel about you. Nope, too big. Too big? Yeah, too big. It's kind of like in the feather idea, but too much, too much. Okay, so I'll hang on to those. Where are you? Oh, those cute little butterflies that I got from Monday. Discussed that I don't like the big silver ones. Okay, I'm liking this one. So now I gotta figure out what to put with it or around it or next to it, or I mean I gotta figure out something. What about some leaves? Maybe if I take a couple of leaves. Now granted, I'm hoping to spray all this down. Oh, what if I did that? Tip it out without you falling everywhere. Alright, I'm kind of liking where that's going. Okay, alright. Let me set this guy down. I can move this guy over. And you know what? I'll worry about the bead trim after. Because I think I might find some bead trim that dangles and put it kind of down below and just let it dangle down. But for now, let me stick this. So let me. Oh, what I did with my brush. There it is. See, it left it in the water. Totally forgot about it already. And then they start cracking, and then I get all upset. Okay. keep looking at my finger thinking there's glue on my finger, and it's not glue, I painted my nail white. I'll have to make a mental note to not point my index finger white next time, because I keep thinking there's glue on it. Only me. Really? I have a fly that's attacking my flowers. Okay, last guy. And whoops. Stick this guy right here. And I'm good with that. Okay. And then, I'm still thinking about taking like one of these lace pieces and I want to stick that under there, just spin it out just a little bit. Yeah, kind of liking that. Alright, let's do it. Oh, my dogs are going crazy. I wonder who they're talking to. Oh, and come to find out, I don't know if any of you guys watched my video from last night, but it was the boyfriend that was calling at 3 o'clock in the morning, and the phone calls did not end until 5 o'clock this morning. So I had a lovely talk with my daughter about respect and boundaries. So she had a lovely conversation with her boyfriend about respect and boundaries. I told her if he ever calls here again like that, he's going to get a lovely earful from me about being respectful. Because you just don't do that. You're 15 years old. What do you, I mean, I remember being 15 and up at like buku crazy hours, but like seriously? Calling people at 3 o'clock in the morning to try to talk to your girlfriend? Not okay. It's like I was this close to becoming insane. And going over there and slapping at myself. Are you crazy? 3 o'clock in the morning, all for 2 hours straight. Just called and called and called. I asked, was like, oh, was he dying? She's like, no, he just wanted to talk. I'm like, are you kidding me? You must be kidding. Because he better have been dying if he was calling that late, that many times, back to back for 2 hours. Like, I can understand if a family emergency happened and he was freaking out and he, wanted to talk to her because, she's the love of his life and all that other dramatic fun stuff when you're 15. But seriously, just to talk because you're bored and have nothing better to do? I'm already not sleeping, son. I don't need you calling my house. Okay, I think I'm going to stop it after this because I've already gone on for 44 minutes and that's just crazy because I didn't realize it took me that long. I should have known better, but I'm just saying. It never feels like that long when I'm hanging out chit-chatting. Okay. Alright guys, I'm going to stop it here. This is where I'm at for right now. I hope that looks okay. Can you guys see it? I hope it's kind of looking a little cheesy. It's okay. Work on it. Keep working on it. Okay, so I'm going to hold this down for a few minutes. I'm going to hit stop here, and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. Bye.